guys. My name is Katie, or a lot of you guys may know me as Kato online, or it's Kato on Twitter. Hi, this is my first like sit down recorded YouTube video. I've done like some vlogs, but mostly like stream highlights. So, this is the first time I've like sat down and like recorded a video. So if I'm a little like awkward or weird, I'm really sorry. I've never done this before. But yeah, hi. So a lot of people on Twitter were very curious about the video that I uploaded of my harasser who has made all those like Twitch accounts to come into my stream. And a lot of people were asking for context or like background information or just explaining like what was going on, because I can understand why it would be like a little confusing for people who aren't like involved directly or haven't like followed me or like understood what's happening. So yeah, I'm gonna make this YouTube video to kind of just clarify and go through the course of everything, chronicling from like start to finish. Well, it's not really finished, but from start to present. Yeah, just for clarification, guys, this is not me trying to like get sympathy from people. I'm well aware that like I don't deserve this and the other people he's harassed don't deserve this, but I don't need sympathy from people. I don't need you guys to feel sorry for me. I've dealt with this for 5 years now. It's nothing new. It's mostly just to bring awareness and to explain to people like what is going on so people can refer to this video when I do tweet about it. So with that being said, I guess I'll get started. So, to start, you guys, this basically happened or started happening about 5 years ago. I'm a Twitch streamer. I'm a full-time partnered content creator. I stream every day. This is my job. It's my full-time living. So about 4 or 5 years ago, it was almost 5 years ago, I got a host from another streamer called Level Up Kent. Shout out to Kent. He's super awesome if you guys want to follow him. And in came this guy who goes by the name of Doge online. And he was like kind of nice at first, not like nice, but he wasn't like as terrorizing as he is now. He just was kind of weird and would make really weird comments in chat. But he would like donate to me like a little bit, not very much, just like $3, $2 here and there, which he would eventually obviously charge back. He was just kind of like a little troll at first. I didn't really like care that much or think much of him. He sort of just was like there and he would like troll and just be annoying and chat, and we would just instantly ban him. A lot of the times I would just like not acknowledge his existence and just instantly ban him. And the thing is that he's been known from Kent's stream and other people's streams to be this way. So it wasn't like anything new. They told me like, they're like, hey, this guy's like really weird, like you should just ban him, etc, etc, etc. So fast forward like a couple months in, he eventually just sort of like randomly went off his rocker. Like, just to clarify, you guys, like I didn't do anything to provoke him. I didn't say anything. I don't talk to him outside of my chat. Like I've never like gone out of my way to like provoke him. So this was all just completely random. Like, and you can talk to other streamers like Kent, Felice, who is banned on Twitch, but he used to go on her chat too, and she was streaming on Twitch. And there's Nico on Twitch, he's also harassed her. Eva, who's also a WoW streamer. Jazzy is a streamer. Somebody named Drixis, Lamb Chops, now he's harassing her. So he's kind of like been around for a while, you guys. So basically one day he just randomly had my address and my phone number and started making a bunch of accounts with it, and would just like drop them in chat and basically hint that he knew where I lived and he knew all my family's information, etc, etc, etc. So I called the police, my local police, and I explained to them, and I said, hey, there's this person that's like harassing me and like has my information and he's like dropping it online, etc, etc, etc. Like, what can I do, basically? So that was my very, very, very first police report against him. They did file the report. I got a case number and everything. And they basically said that since there were no like immediate threats, that there wasn't really anything that they could do. So that was kind of saddening to hear, but also, you know, like, okay, well, no threats, that's fine. Fast forward a few months later, or not even a few months, I would say like weeks later, he would live stream with like my information. Like his usernames on Twitch would be like Caitlin Brown, et cetera, my address. And he would just like live stream on Twitch with those. And he would like pull up all my information on his stream. And obviously he didn't have any viewers. Like he'd have like one person. He would just like talk to himself. Like he would think that he was talking to people. Like he's definitely not mentally all there. And I'm not shaming people with mental illness, but that doesn't give you an excuse to harass people online. So he would basically just talk to his chat, showing all my videos, all my information, like where I lived. Like he'd pull it up on like Google Maps and just like show people, you know, information. And he'd like make fun of my house and he'd be like, oh my God, this is where she lives, like et cetera, et cetera. This is where her aunt lives, this is where her grandma lives. Like I'm talking like my entire family, like would just pull like far off distant like relatives, like second cousins. Like he would just pull their stuff and just like throw it all up on the internet to see. So I tweeted out that link and I had said, hey guys, can everybody please report this account? It ended up that like 300 people like went into his stream, and he got like this massive ego of like people being in his stream, but basically people were there just to like report him, and they were like, oh my God, this guy's a freak, this guy's weird. So ever since that occurrence happened, where almost 300 people went into a stream to like report it and make fun of him, until the account eventually got taken down and he actually got IP banned on Twitch. So ever since then, he's taken that account, turned it around and said that I am harassing him, that I'm the person that's harassing him, and that everything he has done to me from that point on, I deserve it because I harassed him. I bullied him online. I brought those people in to make fun of him when I just brought those people to report the account. I can't control what 300 people do, and not for nothing. And I'm sorry, I don't say this lightly, but he low-key kind of deserves it, you know? Like he's live streaming my information, my house, my address, my phone number, everything. So from that point on, all his excuses as to what he's done and why he does it to me is that because I have harassed him and I brought people to harass him. So just keep that in mind. That was like the starting point, like the turning point of how everything got significantly worse. So from that point on, he was IP banned on Twitch, but he uses a VPN. So he just basically makes new accounts. I don't know how he does it, 10-minute mail, something like that, where he just makes accounts repeatedly, instantly. So he would get banned in my chat and he would just make another one and come back with more information and more comments, etc. So from this part is where a lot of it got a lot worse, and the comments he were making were actual threats. So I'm gonna like read a few and then I'll put them up on screen so you guys know that I'm not just like making it up, because I've screenshotted everything. So this one says, make sure you don't announce when you're going to Vegas because I'm gonna get some people to wet your hotel room like Columbine. This one says, funny when you die and your lights go out because your mother's fucking apartment complex got shot up. Jasmine, I'm gonna fucking swat you. Shut the fuck up. Bitch, I could just send you explosives in the mail. It's not hard. I mean, you are right. You made me realize the more I could do, like sell your personal information and your family's docs on the Silk Road. I love pissing you off. It gets me off when the lawyer motherfuckers let me off. He thinks he's like a rapper too. He like will take like, he'll take like information and like comments and like turn it into like a rhyme and a rap because he thinks he's being like quirky or something. I'm not quite sure. You know, if you come to Canada, you're just gonna get ganked IRL. You're right. I'm gonna go outside your mom's house with some extenders. And then he says Santiago murder, which is the address of my house, or like the house that he's been linking in chat. I can DDoS you if I want. I'm bored. You're right. I'm just gonna have the police kick your fucking door down. What do I even care? Time to show you how the police actually work. If I murder you, would I even catch a case? Do they do much tracking of mail in California? Like if I send you some improved explosive devices, would they even detect it? I called in a bomb threat and gave them your information too. So this one's really important, you guys. A couple years ago, I was flying to Atlanta, Georgia to go to a Call of Duty event. And obviously, like, I'm a live streamer. I live stream, you know, my life, and I talked to my chat about it. So I did tell people I was going to Georgia. I didn't say what time. I didn't say what airline. I didn't say any of that information. I just said, yeah, like tomorrow I'm going to Georgia to go to a Call of Duty event. And he took that information and took it upon himself to call the TSA in California at my local airport, which he obviously knows which one I'm flying out of, to explain that I had a bomb in my bag and that they should be wary of me, which that is a very absolute illegal offense. To call in a fake bomb threat, that is an absolute illegal offense. Obviously, I don't have a bomb. Why would I would never do that. You know, that's disgusting. But he took it upon himself to do that. Screenshots are not gonna do shit, bitch. I've been doing this for 3 years. Nah, in my head, I'm dropping bodies, flying to California, and putting a hole in your mother. I mean, you're right. I'm still making money off of your docs. I could sign you up on the dream market and get some free drugs. I'm bored. Maybe I'll just murder you instead. I have all this power and you can't do anything. And then here's just a couple of screenshots of like the accounts that he makes like in like the span of like a certain amount of time. And this is just 2 screenshots. This isn't everything, you guys. Also for clarification for the screenshots thing, I know you guys saw that video on Twitter, but I'll link the video in here as well so you guys can see if you missed it.
I don't give a shit. Let me move. Hold on. Here. Where the fuck is it? Okay, do you see this? Like, I don't care. Katie, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I don't care, dude.
Basically, it's November 8th, and I looked at my followers list on my dashboard of Twitch, and it says I've gained over 1,100 followers this month. And as much as I would love to be like, yeah, I'm growing on Twitch, 1,100 followers in 8 days, most of those are from him. Those are accounts that he makes and he has made just in 8 days. So that's some clarification of like how many accounts he'll make. Luckily, a lot of them get banned or deleted after a certain amount of time, so it doesn't really affect my overall growth on Twitch, like my numbers, but it is really frustrating to have to keep banning all those. He also live streamed calling someone who he thought was my mother at the time, calling her, basically telling her that I'm harassing him, which obviously I'm not. I just wanted his account gone with my information, like my public address. I wanted that deleted off Twitch. And so he called my mother, basically saying that I'm a whore and I'm, you know, whoring myself out online and that he's gonna fucking end me and that we should be afraid of him because he's bipolar. And she says, you're crazy. I don't know who you are. And he says, you know, I'm fucking crazy. I'm bipolar. Like, I'm gonna fucking end you, etc., etc., etc. And that's just one recorded phone call because he left his mic open on stream one time. So I was able to get it clipped. But he's done this probably once a week for 2 years straight, where he just would call numbers he thought were related to me and just scream at the people on the other end of it and just basically say how he's going to come kill me and he's going to send things in the mail. He's going to send anthrax to my house, etc., etc., etc.
Daughter. She's a tax evading fraudulent piece of shit. She's had 3 payable accounts banned. She's tried threatened to dox and slot me. She doesn't fucking have a real job. She's accepted like 20 grand in the last 2 months. She doesn't pay you any rent. She's a fucking whore. Literally make her pay rent and fucking I'm gonna fucking end you, bitch. I'm gonna fucking end you. Don't fucking shit talk me. Don't have your daughter allow your fucking daughter to harass the shit.
I don't even know who you
I'm not
are.
gonna fucking do the same thing. I'm bipolar. I'm fucking insane, motherfucker. I'm insane, alright?
I know you're insane.
You want to tell your fucking daughter that if she fucking harasses me one more fucking time, I'm literally gonna end.
So fast forward to now. Over the course of those 5 years where this has been happening, I have 7 different police reports and 2 different FBI reports. The 7 reports are with my local police, the 2 are my local FBI, and then I have about 30 phone calls that I've made to the Canadian police in Courtenay, BC, which is where he lives. Ultimately, the explanation that all the police have given me is that it's online, that it's not real. I should just get off the internet, find a different job. They're not real threats. He's not actually going to come kill me. That, you know, there's nothing they can do because it's across borders, etc. It's always like the same answer. My local police have been a little bit more helpful. They can only do so much. I totally understand that. I'm not like hating on my local police. There really is only so much they can do because it's not their jurisdiction. They can't just like go to Canada. You know what I mean? Like they can't just leave and go. It basically is up to the Canadian police, and they're the ones who are absolutely incompetent. The Courtenay, BC RCMP, there in Courtenay, BC, you guys are absolutely incompetent. They have gone to this man's house multiple times and told him to leave me alone, and this man doesn't stop. because he says they can't do anything to him. He knows that, and he knows that. That's why he comes around. He knows the police aren't going to do anything. They go to his house and they tell him to stop, and I mean, he doesn't stop, you know? He doesn't care because he knows that there's nothing they can do. I got to a point where I actually went to my local court system to try to get a restraining order. I got all the way to the end of the process only to find out that I had to pay a really hefty fee. I'm talking thousands of dollars to have it served because it's across borders. And at the time I wasn't making enough, and I'm still not really making enough to just drop $3,000 on a piece of paper, you know? I would love to have that kind of money to just drop, and it would be amazing if I could, but I just am not financially at that point where I'm able to do that. I've tried to talk to lawyers. I sat down and talked to one. I paid the fee to talk to one, asking what my next steps are. I could sue him for loss of income, which I'll get into in a minute. I could sue him for loss of income, harassment, emotional distress. However, he doesn't have any money. He is 35 years old and he lives with his mom. They share a cell phone. They collect cans to pay their rent. And I'm not hating on his living situation. The point that I'm trying to make is that he doesn't have any money. So even if I were to sue him, what would be the point? I would just be shelling out thousands and thousands of dollars to not get anything in return. Because realistically, even if I sue him, he could still come back, you know? He could still say, hey, like, you sued me, but I can still harass you, or I can still do this. So my only option really is to get a no contact order, which I can't afford at the moment, until I can make sure that that's going to work. Because realistically, even if I do get a no contact order and I have it in place and it is served and I spend all that money in that time, they could serve it to him and he could say, okay, I'll leave her alone. But then he comes back online with his millions of accounts. How do I prove to the police that that's him? How do I prove? Because he could just say, well, I'm somebody else, or, you know, whatever. The only way they're going to prove that is if they seize his computers and look at his hardware and go in and look at his history. That's the only way that's going to happen. And they're not going to do that. The Canadian police already told me that it is a waste of their time and their money to go ahead and do that. So that is why I am currently stuck. To get into, I'm sorry, you guys, this is so jumbled. I'm really sorry. Like I said, this is my first time ever. I've never made like an expose video before. I don't do those. And I probably should have like mapped it out a little bit better, but I have so many thoughts and you know, questions and things that I just want to get out that I'm sort of jumbled. So I apologize for that. Also to clarify, you guys, this man is 35 years old. His name is William and he lives in Courtney, BC. I know where he lives. I know his address. I know his phone number. I've tried calling his mom, but his mom doesn't pick up. Like I said, they share a cell phone. So he always like intercepts the phone calls. So there's no way for me to like get a hold of his mom to like say, hey, this is what your son's doing. And even if I were to get a hold of her, realistically, like she'll probably take his side, you know, like I'm sure he spewed some crazy BS to her because the police have come to his house so many times. And I'm sure she wonders why the police keep showing up to his house, telling him to stop harassing people online. He says, well, she's harassing me. He turns it around. You see what I'm saying? Like he spins it and says, well, she's the one harassing me. And I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely said some things on my stream, some like inappropriate things that like honestly I don't regret saying. And by inappropriate things, I mean like I say you're a 35-year-old man who harasses younger women online. You're sick in the head. You're mentally ill. You need to be in jail. Like I've said things like that, of course, and I don't regret that because it's all true. He is 35. He is inappropriate. There's a whole pacement online of people that he used to harass like 10 years ago. I'm talking, and there's a whole thread online of him about how he like grooms younger boys too and sends them things in the mail. Like he is an inappropriate 35-year-old man that needs to be either in a mental institution or in jail, and that needs to be taken care of. And the sad part is that I've gone to the police with all this information. I've showed the police all my evidence. I have sent hundreds of emails. I've sent them hundreds of Google Doc files of all the evidence I have, videos, footage of him talking. Like it's obviously him talking, like him streaming with his face cam saying, I'm going to come kill you. Things like that. And him saying, well, there's nothing they can do. It's online. And the police still don't do anything. It's absolutely insane. So now back to what I was saying about suing him for loss of income. Like I said earlier, streaming on Twitch is my full-time job, you guys. This is my living. This is how I work. And I am so grateful to have the following that I do. However, and again, guys, this is not me trying to feel sorry for myself or ask for sympathy on why I'm not bigger on Twitch. But you have to look at it from my perspective and put yourself into my shoes. If you were streaming, and one of the biggest ways to grow on Twitch is to network and connect with other streamers, going into their stream, talking, hosting them at the end of your stream, bringing your community, sharing your community. If you knew you had a harasser, somebody that knows how to find your information and harasses them and calls their family, would you want to host somebody and bring that to their chat? No, I don't think you would. I'm unable to host people. I'm unable to network people. Half the time, if I tweet at somebody on Twitter, he clicks theirs and starts harassing them randomly. Just randomly will see that I've interacted with somebody and start harassing them. And I have so many people, you guys, that can attest to this. And I want, if anybody who has ever been harassed by him, ever, at any point, I don't care what it was, comment that on this video or on my tweet when I tweet this out. Comment and be like, yeah, I've been harassed by this guy, because I will show you how many hundreds of people have been harassed by this guy, you guys. But honestly, it sucks because I feel like I can't grow anymore. I feel very stagnant on Twitch and on YouTube. When I upload YouTube videos, a lot of the YouTube algorithm is how many likes versus dislikes, how many comments are positive, there's cute trigger words, and how many likes and dislikes you get in a certain amount of time. He will downbot my video. He pays money so that my YouTube videos get hundreds of dislikes, so that it never goes out into the algorithm. So I can't grow on YouTube. Can't do that. Okay, so that's out of the window. Twitch, I can't host people because I don't want to bring them to their stream. I don't ever want to do that, but that's one of the biggest ways to network on Twitch. That's out the window. I can't do that. Even just talking in my chat, having active chatters. If I were going into another person's stream and I saw some freak making multiple hundreds of accounts, going in there, dropping addresses, saying, I'm going to come murder you, I'm going to come slit your throat, I would never talk in that person's chat. I would never go back. I would say, hell no, I'm staying clear of that. I'm not doing this. I'm not getting involved. I would never go into that person's chat ever. So that, again, like I have lost so many viewers and so many mods because this guy every day harasses me. Every single day for the past 5 years, there has not been a time where he has not been there doing something, spam resetting my passwords, got me locked out of my bank account at one point. Yeah, he reset my password so many times on my bank account that it got locked, and I had to transfer the funds and open up a new bank account. They wouldn't let me back into that bank account. And somehow none of these are all federal offenses, and it's not considered worthy enough for the police to arrest him or do anything about it. So every day I have had to deal with this. And before anyone says, well, why don't you just ignore him? If you just ignore him, he'll go away. There was an 8-month period where I didn't say a single word to him, where every single time he came in, I didn't acknowledge it. I blocked him. I didn't tweet about him. I just blocked any account that I saw. If he would tweet at me, I'd block that Twitter account, etc., etc., etc. 8 solid months I did that. And he is still here. So no, ignoring him doesn't do anything. It does absolutely nothing. He still comes. He's been doing this for years longer than I've been on Twitch. And there's literally nothing I can do. And I'm not trying to get people to feel sorry for me, guys. Like I said, this is just me explaining my story about how there needs to be change. I don't know what kind of change needs to be done. I wish I could hold Twitch accountable and say, Twitch, why aren't you doing more? But realistically, they IP banned him. What more can they do? Realistically, what can Twitch do other than go to the authorities? But I'm a Twitch partner with 30,000 followers. Twitch doesn't care about me. They don't give a shit about me. I'm a nobody. I don't make Twitch enough money to care. If it was a bigger streamer, they probably would care. I mean, maybe. But then even then, I don't know. I mean, look at Sweet Anita. She's a huge streamer and Twitch doesn't really do anything. Twitch needs to change. Twitch policy needs to change. I know that they've worked on banning people and so that they can't see their chat and then they get IP banned. But here's the thing, is that he has a VPN. So he changes his IP instantaneously and he comes back. The only way that this is going to get resolved is if the police or the FBI get involved and they don't care enough about me. Until it's too late. I get that they're just online threats. I get that it's just him saying, I'm going to come slit your throat and watch your family, die in front of my eyes. And I get that that's just online. But how many shows have you guys seen online where people have said, this person's threatening me, this person's threatening me, and the police say, well, there's nothing we can do, and it's always until it's too late. I don't want to die. I don't want to see my family get hurt. I don't think anybody wants that. I want it to stop. I want him to leave me alone. And I feel like I'm out of options. I really am. Like, I have tried everything, you guys. I have tried everything, and there is nothing more that I can do. And I physically am just at a point where I am exhausted. I can't do my job properly without me crying once a week because he won't leave me the fuck alone. I just want him to leave me alone, you guys. And I want him to leave my friends alone and my family alone and everybody that he's ever hurt or harassed. I want them to be safe and to feel safe and to be able to express themselves online through their creative outlets like I am on Twitch and I am on YouTube. I want to be able to do this without fearing for my life or feeling stagnant, like I can't grow because he is there constantly looming over me. I hope that this video is informative, and I hope you guys can just kind of get an idea of what I've been through and what I'm still currently going through. And if anyone has any suggestions on what more I could do, my DMs are open, so feel free to DM me or comment on this video. And yeah, I hope everyone is having a great day, great week. And if you two are being harassed, not necessarily by him, but by anybody, I am so sorry and I feel for you. And I really pray that it gets better. And I pray that cyber laws are changed and cyber stalking laws are, you know, evolving as we speak. So thank you for listening, guys. I really appreciate it. With that being said, if you do want to follow my Twitch link is here, twitch.tv/Kato. My Twitter, my Instagram, it's Kato. Feel free to support me, stop by the stream. I play video games. I do a variety of shooters, World of Warcraft, MMOs, just chatting, hanging out, talking. So feel free to stop by a stream sometime. All right. Bye, guys.